Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's been so long since I filmed a video, so it's so weird but I'm filming today, but since I have some time, I tried to schedule a filming day just to do this one. So as you can tell by the title, I am doing my pregnancy update and my life update. I also, so if you don't follow me on Instagram, yeah, I am pregnant. Let me show you guys the bump. So this is what Bebe looks like, and I am having a little baby boy. I am currently, what's today? Today is Friday the 22nd that I'm filming this. So I am currently, let's see. So I am currently 23 weeks and 5 days pregnant. I do turn a new week every Sunday. So on Sunday I'm going to be 24 weeks, which means I'm going to be 6 months pregnant, which is so crazy. I feel like my pregnancy went by super quick and fast. So yeah. Anyways, I wanted to kind of start off by going over how I found out that I was pregnant and things like that, how I found out. So a little bit of a story time, and then we'll go into a Q&A section, which I did post on my IG. If you guys don't follow me, I did ask you guys to ask me some questions. So let's get started. Okay, so let me just go over by how I found out. So about, I think it was October of 2019. So a little bit of history. I've been on birth control since I was in high school. I started with a birth control pill, and then I did an IUD. That one I was into for a very, very long time. And then eventually, when I started college, I went back to the pill. And so before I got pregnant, I was in the pill for maybe 2 years, I want to say. And I usually get my pills in a pack. So then me and Roland both decided that we were ready to start a family. We do live together and things like that. So we're, at least for us, we're practically married. And so we just felt like it was the next step in our relationship. We've been together for so long. We've known each other for over 10 years. So we were just like, okay, it's maybe about time. And then so, I'm so out of breath. And so October of 2019, I think I hit my last pack of birth control pills. And so we were deciding okay, are we going to refill or are we going to start trying? And so we decided that we were going to start trying. Long story short, fast forward, so I took the last pill on my October 2019, and then before trying, I did a 1 month cleanse. So what that means is that I didn't have any birth control for 1 month, and we didn't try to get pregnant for 1 month. Just so that we can flush out the birth control in my system. I'm sure it takes longer than that. I don't know what the knowledge is, but my doctor was pretty much like, oh yeah, you guys can start trying right away. But we just wanted to go on a little cleanse just to make sure that I was flushing out all that toxins and whatever. Anyways, so we did that for a month, and then we started trying December. So December 2019, we started trying. I also wanted to check to see if I was gonna get regular periods after going off of birth control, because I wasn't sure, because I was in birth control for so long. I wasn't sure what my regular cycle was going off of birth control, and so I wanted to make sure that I was gonna get my period, and that am I gonna even be ovulating on time. And so that first month cleanse that we did, I did get my period and I did ovulate, so I kept track of that. But I wasn't sure whether was I gonna get my period the same week every month. Excuse me, I'm having such bad heartburn and I'm out of breath. So anyway, so we did that, and then I did do ovulation kits. If you guys are not familiar with ovulation kits, it's pretty much, it looks like a pregnancy test in a way. They're like a strip. You can get them on Amazon. I got mine for I think $7, and it comes with pregnancy strips too. They work just as much as those pregnancy tests that you buy on Walgreens, Safeway, whatsoever. And so I wanted to get a cheap one first because I didn't want to spend hella money on pregnancy tests and ovulation kits if they were going to work the same. And so my tactic was that if I ever get a positive, then I'll buy the expensive one and take it. So anyways, I was doing my ovulation strips to make sure that I was ovulating on time so that we could try to get pregnant. And so December 2019, I think that I put too much pressure on myself. I don't know, I'm not so sure, but I felt like we were just thinking too hard about like trying to have a baby. So December 2019, I didn't get pregnant. And I remember like seeing the negative like test result, and I was like, damn, that sucks. And I even bought an expensive pregnancy test to make sure that it really was negative. And so, you know, at this point, because going off of birth control, obviously your body is changing a lot, and so you might be experiencing things that you didn't normally experience when you were on birth control. So for me, I felt like I was super bloated, out of breath, and things like that. So there was like little tiny things that was making me think maybe I am pregnant, maybe I'm not. And so eventually I did take that expensive pregnancy test, and it was a negative. So January, it was Roland's birthday. It was his 25th birthday. We were like joking around and saying like, oh, imagine if we found out that we were pregnant on your birthday. Like, that would be so crazy. And so the morning of his birthday, Roland's really into cars. If you guys follow me on IG, you might catch that. But so he's very into cars. So that morning he had an appointment at a car shop to get his car done whatsoever. And so we woke up super early, and I just remember being so tired. Like, I was so tired. It was so hard to get out of bed. And I just felt like sick. Not nauseous, but I just felt like something was off. Like I wasn't myself. So I was like thinking like, damn, what time did I sleep last night? And all these things. And so anyway, we kept joking around before he left. Like, just imagine if we just found out we were pregnant. That would be so funny. And so I was like, okay, I went to the bathroom because I really had to go pee. So I was like, since I'm going to pee anyway, I might as well just take a pregnancy test. So I took the cheap Amazon one, and I took an expensive one, which has the 2 lines. And then I also have a digital test. But I think what had happened was, so I think I brought 3 of them in the bathroom with me. And so I did the thing where you pee in a cup and then you dip it. So that's what I did so that I could take all 3. But what I did was I only did the strip first, and I didn't even touch the other 2 expensive tests because I was like, it's probably going to be negative. Like, we're just kidding around, so I just want to do it for fun. So I dipped the test, and technically the Amazon one, I think you're supposed to wait like 5 or 6 minutes before it turns positive. But I kid you not, like when I pulled the test from the cup, it was freaking positive. There was 2 freaking lines. And I remember just looking at it like, oh my god, and like just shaking, because I was like, no, that can't be true. Like, that can't happen. Like, we were just kidding. And then, so I was like freaking out. I'm in the toilet sitting, and I'm like, holy shit. So then I like grab the expensive test, not the digital yet, but okay guys, pause. So I just wanted to insert this picture because I'm looking at my photo album on my phone right now, and I actually found these pictures that I took during the time that I took the pregnancy test. So the very top picture is the Amazon cheapie test that I took. The picture is showing a little bit fainter than it actually was. So it was a lot darker when I first took it. But that's the Amazon test. And then the second test that I took that I was saying is actually a digital test. So I didn't have a test with the 2 lines on it. I actually had 2 digital tests. And so when I went to the bathroom, I took the Amazon test. When I saw that that was positive, I took one of the digital tests. And then the last digital test that you see is what I took when Roland left for his appointment. So sorry about the confusion, but I totally remembered it wrong. But I'm glad I've had this picture in my phone to show you guys, but I just wanted to clarify that. Just expensive one, and I dip it, and I'm like, oh my god, and just within seconds the same thing happened. Like, the 2 lines appeared, and it was super dark. like not even a tiny faint, it was dark. So I was like, oh my god, like I think I really am pregnant. So then I didn't know what to do, so I was like, okay, I think I'm gonna take a digital. I can't remember if I really did take the digital or not, but I know that I showed the 2 lines to Roland because he was about to leave to go to his appointment. So I was like, I need to show him this before he leaves because there is no way that I can keep this shit secret. Like, it's too big of a deal to like not tell him right away. And like obviously I'm like trying to role play in my head, like I want to tell him something in a cute way, like I want to tell him that I'm pregnant in a cute way and stuff like that. But I'm like freaking out because we just said, what if we found out that we're pregnant on your birthday? So like that was like, I don't know. So I was freaking out. I'm freaking crying in the bathroom. And so I run out and I was like, babe, I forgot to give you your birthday gift. And he was like, okay, can it wait? Like he was like, thank you, I really appreciate it, but I'm gonna be late on my appointment, I need to go. But I was like, no, it can't wait. And so I remember he was even getting grumpy because he was like, I'm gonna be late for this appointment, I might miss it. So I pulled him in the room because, you know, everyone was home during this time. We live with his family. So I was just like, I need this to be like private. And so I pulled him here into this room and I was like, I have something to show you. And he was like, okay, hurry up, like what is it? And I like stick both of the tests on hand. I don't think I took the digital yet. Now that I'm kind of remembering, I didn't take the digital yet till later. So then I took both of them and I was like, look. And he was like, what does that mean? And I was like, dude, there's 2 fucking lines. And he's just looking at me like, wait, so you're pregnant? And I was like, I think so. And I remember Roland like tearing up, like he didn't know what to say. And he just hugged me and I was crying, like sobbing, crying my eyes out. And I was like, we're really pregnant. Like, what the hell? So I'm here crying and like he's jumping around and like showing me how excited he was. And he was getting so emotional. But he was like, okay, I really have to leave, but can we talk about this later? And I was like, yeah, sure, like go for it, like go to your appointment, we'll talk later. And so while he was driving to his appointment, we were on the phone like talking about it. And then I think that's when I took the digital test. And so when I took the digital test, immediately pregnant. And so this is the second digital test that I took, which turned positive. I sent him like the digital saying that it was pregnant, it's positive. And then, but still, we were both skeptical and we were like, should we go to the clinic? Or should we go to Planned Parenthood just to confirm? But I didn't want to do another like urine test. I wanted to do a blood test. And so we called Planned Parenthood and they were like, oh, we don't do blood tests, we only do the urine tests. So if you're showing positive at home, that's probably the same thing that's going to happen here. She was like, you could try your provider. So we ended up going to my doctor. So I have Kaiser, so we went there like super last minute. We did a walk-in, so I did a lab, and then they told me like I'll find out the results within a couple of days. And so fast forward a couple of days later, it came back as negative. So that's when we were like, what the hell is going on? Why did it become negative? Because usually for a blood test, it's more sensitive, so it'll show up as positive. But for the urine test, it's less sensitive, so that's why they tell you to wait until you miss your period. At this point, I haven't missed my period yet when I took the test. So that means I was super early. And so when I took the test, it was negative, so they made me redo the test, I think, after a couple of days, and that one showed positive. And so my doctor was like, oh, that's odd. And then they were like, it's probably because you drank a lot of liquids that day. It probably diluted like your blood or your urine for some sort of way, but it's positive, you're pregnant. And I think I found that at like 6 weeks and 3 days or something like that, so super early. And then a couple of days later, we were trying to decide that are we going to tell family right away and things like that. But eventually we did tell close family and close friends, and then later announced it once I was almost done with my first trimester, because I was really concerned about miscarriage and things like that. So we wanted to wait until almost after the first trimester ended so that we could make sure everything was okay. But yeah, that's how I found out I was pregnant. It's so crazy now that I'm like looking back on it. And it's crazy that I'm about to be 6 months because it just feels like I just found out I was pregnant like yesterday. So yeah, but so far I think I've had an easy pregnancy. Like my first trimester was definitely a little rougher than my second. But to be quite honest, I think my pregnancy has been easy so far. First trimester, so here's a first trimester recap. So first trimester, I was very nauseous, but I didn't actually like throw up. So I think my whole pregnancy I threw up maybe 2 or 3 times. So I had nausea, and then I also had heartburn, which it's even worse now that I'm in my second trimester. And then my asthma was bad because of the I'm always so out of breath and I'm asthmatic, so that made it worse. So I am on my inhaler now. That's pretty much it with my first trimester. And then mainly food aversions, like I couldn't eat chicken, like anything white meat, like chicken breast, like I can't. I think up until now I can't do it. So anything with chicken has to be fried or I can't eat it. But other than that, I pretty much ate everything. I craved sour and I craved salty. I hated sweets. Like I couldn't do chocolate, for example, my first trimester. Now I'm pretty much okay with chocolate, so yeah. But that's it. Let me go over you guys' questions. Let's see. I took a picture because I did a poll 2 days in a row. So I'm not doing this in order or anything. So I'm just kind of going to go by what I see. So someone asked, have you changed since you began your pregnancy journey? Yes, by a lot. I think after finding out that I was pregnant, it definitely changes your mindset. Like everything, like all the decisions you make just reflects upon the baby. So like I'm always constantly thinking, okay, if I do this, is it okay? Or like if I do that, how would my baby like it? Even like finances, like should I do this or should I just buy this? So like I guess in that sense, but I think I'm still the same person, but I'm definitely more like affectionate. And to be quite honest, I appreciate my body so much more because now I'm in my second trimester. It's not necessarily harder than the first, but it's definitely different and there's definitely struggles there. But yeah, I'm growing a freaking human inside of me and that's amazing. So yeah, I just appreciate my body more, I guess. And then she said, do you have any cravings for specific foods? And so the night before I found out I was pregnant, the first thing I craved was mangoes with shrimp paste. So if you're Filipino, I was craving like mango with bagoong. Like it was like 11 at night and that's what I was eating. I ate 2 freaking mangoes and I was like, that's weird. Okay. And then I had peanuts and I was like, what the heck? And then I had seaweed all within the same time and I was like, that's really weird. And yeah, so that's my cravings. I still crave it now. So anything sour, salty, and then sometimes sweets here and there, but definitely sour and salty. Do you feel more tired since becoming pregnant? Yes. First trimester, I was always super tired. Second trimester, I'm tired, but I'm more so lazy that I am tired. But I am experiencing a lot of things that makes me tired. So like my back pain, for example. So I have scoliosis. And so the strain in my back is really hard on me. So I get tired easily. And I've been getting headaches here and there. So that's like the only reason why I would be getting tired. But I just try to be proactive during the day. But to be quite honest, this quarantine is not helping. So most of the time I'm working in my bed. So yeah. And then, is there anything you are nervous about? I think for me, I'm nervous about epidural. I do know that I think I want an epidural, but I definitely don't want it until I think I need it. So if I can tolerate the pain, like, then I won't ask for it. But that's what I'm scared of, because like I said, I have scoliosis, and so if they even just mess up in one bit, like that terrifies me. Like I can get paralyzed, I think, or I don't know if that's true or not, but that's what I'm thinking. So that's scary for me. Another thing I'm scared about is because since all of this thing that's happening right now with this pandemic, I know that, excuse me, oh my god, this heartburn is like killing me. But anyway, so like because of this whole pandemic that's happening, like I'm scared that I'm gonna have to give birth alone, which I really hope that's not the case. I really hope that I at least can bring Roland, but initially my plan was I wanted my mom to be there, my sister, some of Roland's sisters, and things like that, but I don't think that's going to be happening, to be quite honest. But yeah, I don't think I'm scared to give birth, but I'm scared to give birth alone. So yeah. Have you been craving a lot of cravings? If so, what are they? So right now, my second trimester, fruits, definitely. Salads, like Caesar salad, or like salad with what is it, honey mustard, bomb, but no chicken. I'm craving for fruits. Strawberries is like, oh my god, up there. Watermelon, pineapple, grapes, and mangoes. Like, that's all I need. Yeah, I think that's mostly all my cravings. Did you pick a baby name already? Yes. I did share this on Instagram. We were thinking about keeping it a secret for a while, but we just didn't really see the point of it, because we share so much of our life already. But we're naming him Caden Ivan. So Roland's middle name is Ivan, so that's why we kind of carried that on, instead of making him like Roland Jr. or something. So we're naming him Caden Ivan with a C. What are some of your weird cravings? Weird cravings. I know that at one point I craved pickles, but they have to be the salty pickles. Like if you've ever had pickles at Disneyland, those pickles, bomb. But I also craved cereal a lot. I guess it's not really weird, but I didn't really have like crazy cravings. Oh, if I eat fish, like fried or like grilled fish, so let's say like tilapia, salmon, I always have to put mayonnaise. So some people said it's nasty, but to me, like, that sounds hella good. I actually have some salmon in the fridge, so I should make that. But yeah, I like mayo on my fish. No question, I just miss you. I miss you too, Lauren. Any advice to new mommies? To me, it's really hard to give advice to people because obviously, like, everyone is different and you may or may not raise your baby different than me. So I think for me, since I haven't really experienced to be a mom yet, I have the instincts of being a mom, but I haven't experienced being a mom yet. I think the only advice I could give you is just do the best that you can. There shouldn't be like, there should be a fine line with other people of like what you should say to pregnant women or what you should say to